Hi friends. These days we all have a very hectic lifestyle. We are working late hours in the office and tight deadlines hardly leave space to concentrate on the health. Hence, we all mostly end up eating more medicines and visiting doctors. Back pain has just become such a common problem these days among youngsters. But to my surprise, recently I came to know that there is a method by which all the chronic diseases like arthritis, polycystic ovaries and cardiovascular problems can be reversed only by eating right. Yes, to help you understand the logic behind good eating, I have with me Mr. Nalin Nirula. Welcome to the show, sir. He is the founder, director of the True North Health Center. He belongs to the famous Nirula's family and is also credited for launching Nirula's Pizza and Hot Chocolate Fudge. Sir, my first question to you would be, talk to me about your very famous, program, disease reversible program, chronic disease reversible program.
Well, this is a program where you can reverse all chronic degenerative diseases which are actually caused by eating. So you become sick with these diseases through eating, and you can reverse it also through eating. So we call it the eating cure. So the eating cure is basically going back to a diet which is human body friendly, and there is a plethora of science behind it. And the basic finding is that all animal-based products create toxic substances in your body which then lead to these diseases. That's the bottom line.
See, if I say, most of the common people, when you say you have a very big problem, you have a medical condition, all we think about is the list of medicines that the doctor would be prescribing us.
Absolutely.
To think about just the food items, it's like something, a new concept. Not only for me, I'm sure for a lot of people who will be watching this video.
Yeah.
So, is it like during your program, the person is not advised to have any medicines? When should someone start, the treatment?
Well,
is it at the early stages, would you recommend it, or maybe at the later stages?
Well, the thing about eating right is it can start at any age. And the medicines, if somebody is on medicines, we don't say stop your medicines, because medicines are actually helpful to postpone the end point of the damage that is taking place in your body due to your dietary factors. What we do is to tell them that you start this diet, and we have a challenge. We actually challenge ourselves in a way, and we say you can do this in 14 days or less. You can reverse all chronic degenerative diseases clinically by testing. You can come to know that they're being reversed within 14 days or less usually, if you follow this program with at least 95% or a 90% compliance.
Oh wow. If I just ask you, maybe you could just list out the diseases,
Right.
which can be treated by this program.
Well, the number one killer in the world is ischemic heart disease.
Yes.
India is the leader for death
Absolutely,
by
my
heart
next
disease.
question was on the same.
Right.
In India, so many people, after China, we are the second highest, in terms of heart diseases. So maybe I would want to know, what can we do to make sure at least the number goes down, people become more healthy?
Right. We are actually number 2 in terms of diabetes. China is number 1. We are the leaders in heart disease.
Okay.
And we are also, according to the International Diabetic Federation, there are about 79 million adult diabetics in the Southeast Asia region. Out of those 79 million, 69 million are in India.
Okay.
That's huge.
Yes, that's
20%
absolutely
of
huge, yes.
all the world's diabetics are in this zone. So it's a massive thing, and the amount of type 1 diabetes, which means for children, is on the rise. We have the largest number of children who are diabetics, and this is completely avoidable. It is not genetic, it is only dietary. So cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer is promoted and initiated by these foods. You talk about spinal disease, slip disc, that's also a vascular disease in your body. Macular degeneration of the eye, which is age onset macular degeneration, is also promoted by this kind of a diet. Thyroid problem,
Yes.
hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, Hashimoto's disease, all of these, Sjogren's disease, all kinds of things, kidney disease, all coming from dietary factors alone.
All right. So, this comes to me as a surprise, because a lot of things people are not even aware that only the food that they are consuming, it is responsible for the diseases that they have right now.
It is.
Mostly people, what they say is it's maybe the smoking, maybe drinking.
No.
So,
Well, those are contributory factors to other aspects of ill health. But chronic degenerative disease has two aspects to it. The word chronic, which means it's not getting better. It's been there for a while and it's not getting better. It's not going to get better. Degenerative means the organs and tissues and bodily systems are in a state of shutting down or degenerating and collapsing ahead of time. They should, in the normal course of life, wear and tear may take place, that's fine. But with this kind of a high fat, high animal protein diet that we have in the affluent countries, the so-called rich Western diet, which is now the rich Indian diet, because and the rich Chinese diet. And the evidence for this I give you is very simple. If you look at all the Asian cultures, China, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, none of these people have dairy on their list, for example. There's no dairy. In India, we are only having huge amounts of dairy.
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of people say, I mean, as what I can make out, that cow's milk is very healthy. You know, kids should consume it. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
I'm sure that everybody would agree that this comes to a surprise that cow's milk is not healthy, because people, generally elderlies in our home also recommend, you know, give cow's milk regularly to the kid.
That is what has been promoted, and that's what the industry is selling. And basically a child, a human being after the age of 2 years, 2.5 years, does not have the enzymes to digest milk lactose, which leads to the lactose fermenting in the colon with bacteria growth, and then it pulls all the moisture away from the tissues, and then you get loose motions, diarrhea, which alternates with constipation. It also creates mucus problems in the body, so you get children with bronchial problems. It's not so much the pollution. Pollution is definitely implicated, but we have taken children off this dairy. There's not only a mood change, they are more lovable human beings. Otherwise, they're absolute little monsters according to their parents. You know, they have such freakouts, and they are aggressive. The amount of aggression that children have is coming from predominantly a dairy diet, because dairy has two natural hormones in it and one unintended one. The two natural hormones is coming from the cows, IGF-1, IGF-2, insulin-like globulin factor 1 and 2. And the job of these is to expand bodily tissue. So childhood obesity, type 1 diabetes is coming from this excessive IGF-1. The other component is recombinant bovine growth hormone, which the farmers inject the cows to get more milk. Now that's going into your body also. And cows that are injected with RBGH have a higher level of IGF-1, which is seriously implicated in cancer, according to the American Cancer Society also. So this data has been around for about 100 years, but it's not being publicized because of industry concerns.
Yes, because the industry is really huge and the amount of money involved is also very
massive,
huge.
massive. And unfortunately, the physicians do not know that much about nutrition. The nutritionists know, but they have to be pointed in this direction, and then there's, aha, yes, you're right. This, I knew it always, and now this is confirmed.
Maybe on the similar lines, I would say there's another industry which is growing rapidly. As gymming has come into scene, nowadays everybody wants to have six-pack abs, biceps, triceps, you know, nice figure girls want to have. And I mean, most of the boys are consuming protein shakes to get, you know, to get results sooner and in a short span of time. So what is your take on the same? I mean, protein shakes being promoted and all these supplements being promoted in the market.
Well,
and they are promoted as being healthy.
Yes, the scientific wisdom is that you do not need these. And there is always going to be a trade-off when you take these concentrated foods. First of all, a lot of these protein shakes are whey-based, which is dairy-based. So there's hormones coming through them somewhere along the line. Whey protein bloats you, retains water in the tissue, so you get bloated, and it creates other disturbances. When you get a concentrated dose of proteins, the body does not know what to do with it, as is the same with any supplement. So excessive supplements are not good. They're very rare cases for supplementation. Today, if you have a plant food, whole foods based diet exclusively, you will not be short of any protein, any carbohydrate, any vegetable oil, because the oil is coming from plants. Plants have a certain amount of oil. In fact, about a year and a half ago, the USDA, the American government, was sued by doctors, physicians for responsible medicine. And they said that how are you saying that a vegetarian, plant-based diet, vegan in other words, is not healthy? Here's the evidence. Why don't you look at it? So they've now put on their website that yes, you can have a whole foods plant-based diet and you will get everything from it. There's nothing missing. You do not need eggs, you do not need meat, you do not need fish, and you do not need dairy. The only thing that you might need on this diet is B12, vitamin B12 supplementation occasionally, because the vegetarian diet does not have this item in the vegetables, the B12. So in the old days, we probably had the digestive capability to transform the bacteria into B12. Today we don't have it because of our lifestyle or whatever it is. So that's about the only downside, and there's not a big downside. It's easily supplementable. Besides that, other supplements are harmful, like overdosing with calcium, for example. It's transferred to your kidneys, you get kidney stones. You have a animal-based diet, animal foods-based diet, you get something called metabolic acidosis in your body, which requires the body to buffer the blood and the tissues with a base, which is calcium, and the easier calcium is from your bones. Countries which have the highest dairy consumption have the maximum fractures of legs, of femurs and hips, yes. Calcium from milk is not very bioavailable. If you have a vegetable diet, you'll get adequate calcium from it.
A lot of people are in this perception. I mean, vegetarians don't get enough, the requirements of the bodies are not met only by a vegetarian diet. So that's the reason they prefer eating chicken, fish, egg.
But that's not true. If you, I give you an example. If you look at the girls in the villages, Pind, there the girl child is not getting too much nutrition. It's the boys. So they've actually got better health. They don't get the milk, they don't get the eggs that much, very often. So also the day of, the time when they mature to have their first menses is also delayed, which is healthy. Today in the cities, pediatricians are telling me that children, girls are getting their periods at the age of 8, which is unheard of. It's entirely because of these hormones in the milk. And you
in
can't
fact, my
get rid of
next
them.
question was about the same thing, because the female body undergoes so many hormonal changes in the rest, throughout her life. So maybe some tips that you could give her that, all our female
Well,
can
stop
follow.
the milk and I guarantee you will lose weight. Your skin will become absolutely lovely. You will feel much more energetic. Your cognitive functions, your brain will function better. You will look more attractive. You will be more, have a more sprightly personality.
I'm sure everybody who's going to watch this video will be like, no more buying of the milk packets anymore, because everyone wants to look healthy, wants to look beautiful, wants to have nice hair and skin.
Yes, but the family people will convince them to have
That's my next question to you would be, nowadays people just want to look beautiful and nice, lose weight in a very short span of time.
Right.
So treatments like cool sculpting and liposuction, the market of these kind of cosmetic treatments is increasing. So what's your take on that?
Well, my take is very simple. It's based on my own personal experience. I got into doing this program for myself, basically. And one of the unintended side effects was that I lost 25 kilos in 8 months while eating 6 times a day all the food that I love. Things like potatoes, rice, beans, rajma, you name it. And people were watching me and saying, how are you eating so much food and losing weight? So I said, because I have more weight to lose, basically, is why I'm losing it so dramatically. But anyone who goes on this low to zero fat, essentially a vegan diet, is going to start losing weight. And the problem with oil, more than what you need in your body, is that it's going to create inflammation and create a depression in your immune system, which then will translate into mental and emotional depression as well. So lots of health benefits to following this kind of a diet, a very zero to low fat diet, where you are not only going to look better and feel better, but your clinical parameters health-wise are also going to show that you are absolutely in much better shape today than what you were. You can expect to lose anywhere from 2 kilos to 4 kilos a month initially on this diet. It's not a weight loss diet, but your body will start burning up the fat, and it'll transport it out of your system through your kidneys, through the lungs, as carbon dioxide and water, and then fat will be processed out. It's broken down by your body, so your body will do the work. You don't have to do gymming that much.
And still you will get enough food to eat, and you don't have to starve yourself.
No, I recommend you must eat every 3 to 3.5 hours.
Oh wow, I'm sure a lot of girls who have to undergo, very hectic dieting plan, they might be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, the thing is that you need to have handy some key snacks which are going to, so that when you walk into a place which is serving donuts and coffee and they don't fly in the air and jump into your mouth, you have something instead. So you can have makhanas is one of the best food you can eat.
Alright.
The popped lotus seeds.
Yes.
That has about 14% protein. It has near zero fat, and it's got more fat in it than 100 grams of makhana has more fat than 100 grams of meat. Okay. Meat has 13 grams of fat in 100 gram portion, and makhana has 14. So you should have these handy snacks ready, like makhanas, which is giving you 14% of protein with practically no oil, and good carbohydrate which your body needs, because your body is actually running on carbohydrates. It doesn't run on protein, it doesn't run on oil. You don't need oil from external sources if you're having a good, healthy, plant-based, unprocessed food diet. So that makes a huge difference. And you could also have murmuras, puffed rice, roasted chana, boiled potato. Have these things handy at home. Anytime you're feeling hungry, just eat up a bunch of this, make a little chart out of it, and have it.
Right. Even when you said potatoes, people don't really identify it as a diet food.
Yeah.
Potatoes means when you have to lose weight, first thing you have to stop is potatoes.
First thing you must eat is potatoes. I'll tell you why.
Oh, this comes as a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, because potatoes has only 2 calories per gram. It has no fat, and it has 2% protein, which is huge actually. If you look at it, if you eat 500 calories of potatoes, you cannot eat 500 calories of potatoes. It is so filling. But if you have 500 calories of butter, which is this much butter, just like 50 grams of butter, you don't get any fullness factor. You're getting a concentrated nutrient in your body, which your body is going to have trouble dealing with. It's going to your bloodstream and clog it up. And the potato is the mainstay, you can say, or starchy vegetables. Basically, we are designed to digest starch. We have the enzymes in our tongue and in our body to digest starch, not other things that much. A meat-eating animal has intense hydrochloric acid in their stomach, which will digest the meat, and their digestive tracts are about 3 times their body length. Vegetarians like us have a digestive tract which is 6 times. So what happens when you're eating meat and it's going to take that much longer to be processed, so you get the meat rotting in your intestines and then in your bowels, and it is creating bacteria in your entire digestive tract. So it is leading to so many other diseases as well. So there's absolutely no need to do that. And then there are tremendous environmental concerns. Fully 50% of the arable land of the world is being used for producing food for animals which are reared for meat or milk. And there's a tremendous ecological disaster happening because of that. In 2008, the World Health Organization brought a study called Livestock's Long Shadow. It is scary. And the entire global warming is coming from this huge amount of methane, which is a byproduct of decomposition of cow dung and the discharge from these animals. It goes and pollutes the groundwater, the nitrates. It goes out into the fresh water, into the seas, and you have vast areas of the sea where there is no fish life, no animals living anymore. It's just uninhabitable. So there is tremendous amount of pollution going on, and the cause is this. Livestock's long shadow is the biggest cause of this kind of a problem.
So next thing that I would like to ask you, if someone with chronic disease signs up for this program, how many days will it take, to fully recover from that?
You can track the recovery within 15 days. If you follow it very accurately, within 7 days, your blood test will tell you. You can find the entire protocol on my website, nalinnirula.com, or you go to www.gettingpositivekarmanow.com and just enter on the site engine Eating Cure. We call this the eating cure because you eat to get better.
Right.
But we have a triple protocol. We have healing, energy healing, and some energy medicines, and we have the eating food aspect. So when we combine them, we get very, very radical reversal of diseases. Even diseases which are considered to be incurable. For example, we have currently patients who are being treated for motor neuron disease, which is reversed clinically by MRIs of the brain are showing reversal. Yes, which is not supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
Neurological functions like ataxia, which is also genetic ataxia in the genes, and that is reversing. So these are diseases which are unheard of, that you can reverse them just like this. They're not on any medication of any kind.
Right.
Yes.
So someone who doesn't have any chronic disease is healthy, if he or she wants to sign up for the program, can they do that?
Absolutely. You can follow it, the protocol, or you can come and see me, and I will be happy to help you. And you'll stay healthy, live long, strong till in your 90s, and you should enjoy life.
Right. Also, another thing that I wanted to ask is, when someone is undergoing a diet plan, say for example for a chronic disease, and the disease gets cured, so do they need to follow the same diet that they have been following, or is it like a change in the diet that you
Ideally, you should follow the same diet that makes you healthy is the diet that's going to keep you healthy.
Right.
There's no point changing diet. I mean, you go off the protocol, then you'll start developing the disease again. The main thing to understand is you cannot negotiate with your body. You cannot negotiate with nature. You can negotiate with me, you can negotiate with the doctor, you can talk to anyone and try and convince them. The body is not listening to anything you have to say. It says, this is it. You do go beyond a certain level, I'm going to create all these autoimmune diseases because these are poisons. They're sitting in your tissues, I'm attacking them because I need to get rid of them.
Right.
That's the thing.
So my last question to you would be, how has your journey been so far, from introducing hot chocolate fudge, the yummiest thing ever, to being a vegan? And asking people, to just stay away from such things.
Yes, I didn't know better in those days.
Okay.
And I thought ice cream was a wonderful food.
Oh yes,
and
it is still.
we were missing a certain aspect of it in India. And after I graduated from Cornell, I came back and I decided to start this ice cream parlor. So with the help of my family and my brothers especially. So we took the initiative for this and we made it. But I understand today that dairy is probably the greatest food poison today available. Mass poisoning is taking place of people actually. This is a science-based, research-based statement, and it has taken me almost, you can say, 40 years to come to this point. I've been slow coming to this point, but I've come to it, and with the scientific understanding that this is something that you need to really, really pay attention to.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time and coming to Times office. With this, we come to an end of this interaction with Mr. Nalin Nirula. Hope you have enjoyed it and get inspired to take up healthy lifestyle, eat right and stay healthy.